Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for letting me reverse interview you after you interviewed me.
Thank you. This is my pleasure.
Good, good. Why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about your idea of this podcast?
Yeah, cool. Well, this podcast is, I guess, an idea that I had that, man, I love so many creative people. And most of the creative people that I know have some part to do with Blazing Swan. But that's, just an area that they happen to be in. But roughly speaking, I love those like fucking creative madmen geniuses who seem to do things that boggle my little engineering mind. And they seem to follow things that are like beautiful, that are impermanent, that are deep, and that are just truly selfless in some way. And I would love to spend more time with them. So if if I can convince those people to be interviewed, that'd be great. I'd also love to just give them shout outs because I love them all as well. And I think the world needs to hear more about the people who are doing those kinds of things. And I also think that there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way, who just want to create things because they're beautiful, want to create things because they're awesome, and want to be able to connect with other people who are doing similar things. And finally, there's this little bit of me that's really annoyed that that many of those kinds of people haven't got the skills to make a sustainable living out of that. And there's some people who are able to do that. Like yourself, like you're a creative in your professional life, and you're a film producer, where there's like other people who seem to be able to do all these wonderful things at Blaze, and then and in their artistic world, and they make nothing for it ever, and they have to continually fuel that passion from somewhere else. And I really want to find those people who actually somehow can do the things that they're passionate about really much and love it really much, and it also creates a really prosperous lifestyle for themselves, and they can just like let that thing feed in cyclically, so they just get like bigger and bigger and bigger. And I want to find that, and
So you kind of want to find what ticks in that mind and what inspires people, but also how to be sustainable in terms of...
Sustainable is the word for it. Like, it's absolutely what ticks, but it's like, how can they not just be sustainable, but how they can go deeper through sustainable to like big? How can they turn up any idea that they've got to like 10x or 100x bigger, like than what they initially figured it to be, and have the capacity or the creativity to pursue a big idea, and in the result of that see a life situation for themselves personally that is abundant and prosperous.
Nice. So would you say there's something that you're more interested in? Would it be the art? Would it be the person behind the art, or the result of where they can go from there?
It's probably the energy in the person behind the art, and the madness in the person behind the art. Artists who come to mind straight away are people like James Hastings, Niche, or Dave Cryer. Plenty more, but they're the first three that jump to my name. They're people who have gone and created something just wonderful and big and difficult and hard and amazing and just completely illogical, like in ways that my engineering mind considers to be illogical, because one of them fucking torched it. The other one is a fucking scurvy pirate who's just building crazy pirate style things and dresses like he's the Hades, and the other one is a like literal crazy brilliant engineering genius who has a mechanical horse that he keeps in his garage, right? Like, so that they've got these things that they're creating, and I love that story, but they're able to get bigger with it consistently. So, each of them has had a journey where they've started where Niche first just built a giant chair, I think, and then he built a giant lotus thing, and now he's working literally full time in construction of things. And James also was just a hand helping other people build sets, and now he's got sea containers worth of sets. And I don't even know how Dave started. I know that years and years ago he renovated a mobile car. Not mobile car. All cars are mobile.
If they have wheels, they are.
He restored like an old HQ or some kind of muscle car, and it's really, really hot, and he still has it. It's awesome. It's yellow, and it's got a engine that's all silver and pink, and so he did that decades ago, but now he's got like a whole house full of things that are insane, and he's also a crazy like physicist who's engineering devices that are helping cure cancer or something like that. So to kind of like understand the story of the bigness that slowly unpacks in people when they keep following that, and to understand where the bigness energy comes from, and how they tune into that.
Mm-hmm. And so it sounds like you feel pretty inspired by these people. You talk a lot about your logical engineering brain and their illogical artist brain. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I don't know. I guess like I consider myself a clever cookie, and
which you are.
I consider myself a clever cookie, and I made it through high school. And so I was getting to the end of high school. My family didn't have a lot of money, and I knew I wanted a lot of money and a lot of independence because I wasn't getting it anywhere else. And the school kind of pointed me towards engineering, and I can do math. Like I can pass a math test. Like, even if I don't understand what I'm writing down, I can still pass the test. And so I did that. So I followed like this really like logical path. And I found that eventually I just got really bored with just the logical path, and I felt it was kind of just no point doing it. Just like no point, even though the work was good and the money was good and the lifestyle was good, and like the people who I worked with were all nice and respectable. There was just nothing in it for me that I kind of wanted to do long term. And that's the first time that I like left the workforce, breaking the golden handcuffs to go and like explore something to do with humans and human connectivity and creation and expression. And
you were looking for a little more passion, right?
I was looking for a little bit more human. Like I was looking for just more human. Yeah, just I was looking for more. I wasn't.
What do you mean by human?
I was looking for more emotion. I was looking for more connection.
Yeah.
I was looking for more reality. I was feeling that the life that I could have created in the engineering space would have been very comfortable, and I would have had many of the things that apparently you're meant to go and get, or that if you get will make you happy.
Or that people tell you that will make you happy, maybe.
Yeah, whether they tell you or whatever, like at some point I just didn't believe that was the case for me. And that I just didn't want to go down those roads. And I really wanted to go down a road where I got to spend more time doing things with people that made people happy. And that's been a funny journey that's taken me to all kinds of places. But at this moment has led me to this place where I'd like to talk with other people who are quite possibly are probably in every instance ahead of me in that journey, and have had some insights and some understanding based on their own life experience, based on probably prior learning and starting at a younger age, that one, I myself can learn from, and so I can do something about the things that I'm doing, and two, just so I can really just associate with people that I want to associate with. I remember looking back at the engineering environment and just picturing myself in 5, 10, 20, 30 years time, and knowing that if I'd done that for 5, 10, 20, 30 years time, that I would be absolutely loaded. I would have, I always live on the smell of an oily rag. So on an engineering salary for 20 years, I'd have, a fortune of dollars underneath me, and I'd have heaps of ability to invest. But looking at the group of people and being like, I'm just really not that excited about being mates with any of you guys in 20 years time. And I want to be clear to my friends who are still in there. It's really not a hack on them. It's just something that just doesn't go against me. Something that goes against me. Something that is not me, and I've had to just acknowledge that every time I attempt to.
So it sounds to me like you're just trying to follow your passions and instead
trying to be
of
a bit more authentic.
Yeah.
Trying to be a bit more authentic than to do the things that I was told to do.
And so through the creation of this podcast, which, by the way, I'm very excited to hear about, because I feel that you're right in saying that it's by listening and learning to about other people's experiences, about what makes people's mind tick, about what inspires them, that can then, we can then find that inspiration in ourselves, perhaps if we're lacking a little bit of confidence in that, or, perhaps we were, unsure of some of the wacky things that were going on out there. Now it's like a really awesome way to kind of explore that through a bunch of crazy, awesome individuals.
Crazy people.
The best kind.
Got to look to the crazies.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for giving us a little bit of an insight into you and why you wanted to create this podcast. I just want to say how excited I am to hear more. So thanks, Joe.
Awesome. My pleasure. Ciao.
Bye.